What's going on YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Ethereum, Link, Tezos, ADA, and Digibyte. Those are the 5 we're going to be going over today. If you like those 5, let me know down low. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we're going to dig into this. So first of all, I want to start out with Ethereum on the 1-day time frame. What I want to point out to you all, what I like to do, I like to look at price action. I like to look at support and resistance, trend lines, moving averages. But another thing that I like to use as an oscillator for myself is the stock RSI. And what I want to point out for the stock RSI, many times when we get as low as we have been here recently, like right now we're at 17 and 9. We were as low as I think it was 2 and 3, but we're at 17 and 9 right now, still in that oversold territory. Typically when we are that low, you'll see many times we put in bottoms, and that's what we're trying to find right now for Ethereum. Yesterday's candle would be a bullish engulfing candle, so that's what you want to see. It came on average volume. I always want to see that heavy volume, but we still did have average volume with the bullish engulfing candle. So what we're looking to see is if roughly, say about $1,406 is going to be our floor. That's going to be the bottom for Ethereum now, and we're going to be able to go back up and try to make that higher high. That's what we're looking for. But what I want to do is go back through this run that we've had here, and what you can see is many times when we do get as low as we have been on this stock, we put in that bottom after a deep retracement. So it happened here at this yellow line. You can see the nice move we had out of that. Another time, this was December 11th. The stock was where it was at here previously, and you can see we had a bullish engulfing candle, and that was actually on lower volume, but we had a bullish engulfing candle, and you can see what it sparked after that. Really nice move there. Another example here, sparked this nice move, and then another example here where we got a little move up. So this is something that I like to basically, you want that, what's the word for it, guys? Just the correlation, basically. Or the convergence, excuse me. It's the convergence. You want the convergence of the price action at support or resistance, depending on which way you're trading the market or what you're looking at. Trend lines, moving averages, you want them to all come together like that so that you can say, okay, this is a decent spot to potentially go long, or this is a decent spot to potentially go short. So what we need to do now is hold the area like we talked about, that 1400, not drop down below that again, because we don't want another leg to the downside. If we did have another leg to the downside, we'd look at about $1,240, and then it'd be down to around that large psychological $1,000. But right now, what we need to do is get roughly up through 1,665, and then it'd be up to around 1,848, and then that 1,983 is what we're looking at. And we're really paying attention to this stock cross to the upside with the price action, trying to find support here off previous support. So if we throw on the moving averages, what you'll see is we're trading below the 20 EMA. We had a candle close yesterday up above the 50 EMA, and that's important. We want to stay up above the 50, up above the 100, and up above the 200. So the only one we're below, and that's acting as overhead resistance, is going to be this 20 EMA. And now, if we get into the technicals for Ethereum, we have an 8 sell, a 9 neutral, and a 9 buy. Oscillators, 1 sell, 8 neutral, and a 2 buy. Moving averages, 7 sell, 1 neutral, and a 7 buy. So basically from our relative strength all the way to our awesome oscillator here, we're running neutral. Momentum's going to be a buy. MACD level is going to be a sell. Bull bear power is going to be a buy, and the rest is going to be neutral. In terms of the moving averages, the 10, the 20, and the 30 we're showing a sell signal. So in the shorter term there, still trying to find that bottom out of this correction. Longer term, the 50, the 100, and the 200, it is showing a buy signal, so we're trading up above them. So right now, just patiently waiting for Ethereum, trying to find that floor here. This is a nice spot if you're a longer term investor, not financial advice. This is where you just want to sit back, continue to let your position ride, and when you do see those big 30-40% corrections until we put in a top, that's when you want to be buying those dips, right? Because people always talk about buying dips. It's great when you're in a bull market like we're in. That's when you want to be buying those dips after big retracements. But when you're in a bear market, you don't want to be buying those dips. Okay, so always you got to establish what you're in before you start doing that trading and everything, right? You always want to say, okay, I'm in a bull market, so if we have big dips, I want to buy, I want to add and accumulate. If we're in a bear market, it's the opposite. You either want to be shorting or you just want to be sitting in cash and maybe playing some reactions if you know what you're talking about or if you studied on it. But other than that, you mostly just want to be in cash or find another market, something along those lines. But we are still in that bull market right now, still trading above the 200 moving average and that 100 and still the 50 right now, okay? So that's going to be Ethereum. Next one we're going to look at is Link. Want to get into that. Litecoin right now is about 180. I hope to get a video out today or tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. OMG Networks at 482, up about 6%. Zcash 125, Bitcoin Cash 532. These are just all the coins I look at. Dash 220. Link having a nice day today. We're up to $30.22. And I would love to know down low, what was your guys' best Link buy? What was the best buy you ever got on Link? I believe mine came right in this area here around like $9 or $10 on this really long wick that we had. I had orders around this 200 moving average. So that was about the best that I ever did on Link. I kind of missed the boat a little bit on that one, but I'm just mostly trading it as opposed to a longer term investment. But for Link right now on the 1 day time frame, trading up above the 20 EMA, so that'd be nice if we can get a nice candle close up above that today, up above the 50, the 100, and the 200. We're low right here on the stock. We're at 24 and 14, trying to cross to the upside there. Main thing we're going to want to see is continued volume. We wouldn't want to drop below roughly $24.64 as support, so I'd put that in as alarm. Overhead resistance, we're going to look up to around $34.58 if we can get there. But overall, not looking bad for Link at all. Just a nice, healthy uptrend here. You can see. Just keep it cruising. Longer term investor, not financial advice. I just let it ride. All right, so the next one we're going to get into is Tezos. Tezos is at $3.72. We've been looking to try to find support off about $3.26. So that's an area we're going to keep our eye on for support. Overhead resistance, we have to get back through this 20 EMA, which is acting as overhead resistance now, and that is roughly going to be at $3.85. So that's going to be what we need to close up above today. You can see we wicked up to it today. We need a daily candle close up above that area. It's going to be important for us. If we can get up above that area, that could open things up potentially to around $4.53. I mean, there's some smaller areas, but just in terms of looking at the day, I'd look up to around that area, then be about that $5, then up to around $5.39. Want to keep an eye here. We need heavier volume, in my opinion. We want to have that nice swell of volume coming out of here. Finding that bottom if we are, because we actually wick down close to the 200 EMA. That's how volatile Tezos is. So always be careful when you're playing positions like this. You can see these really long wicks because there's not a lot of liquidity in it. So if we step back here and take a look, you can see we're still trading up above our macro trend line, right? Still very important for us. And then what we're looking to see is if we can continue these higher lows coming in the macro sense. And then if we can get over top of about $5.92, which was the previous high, we'd go up and try to set that next higher high, and it'd be basically blue sky breakouts is what we'd be looking at for Tezos. If we get into the technicals, we're looking at a 7 sell, 9 neutral, and a 10 buy. Oscillators 1 sell, 8 neutral, 2 buy. Moving averages 6 sell, 1 neutral, and an 8 buy. A lot of neutral here. Momentum's going to be a buy. MACD a sell. Bull bear power going to be a buy. But what I do like about this pattern with Tezos, as you can see in a longer term sense, what if this is some type of cup here? We came down almost a handle, and then we get an explosive move, you know, in the weeks and months to come if we can keep this beginning altcoin cycle continuously moving. That's what's going to be important for us there. So that's going to be Tezos. The next one I wanted to look at was ADA. I know a lot of people have requested this, so please let me know down low if you want me to keep covering this one. All right, so still trading up above the 20, the 50, the 100, the 200. That is awesome right there. If we zoom out, main area we need to get up above in terms of overhead resistance, we would have to crack $1.49. That was the previous high. In terms of support, we're going to look to hold about $1.12 there. And what we're actually having is a stock cross to the downside right now. We did have some heavier volume sell-off, so just be aware of that. But this is what can happen in the space, guys, and that's why it's tough, you know, to hold something. I guess the way I would put it is basically if you're trading, you're swing trading, and you're having those stop losses in, I would keep them just a little bit tighter, because take a look what can happen here. And say you're in a beautiful position and you said, all right, I'm going to, leave the stop loss down low just in case anything happens. You can have these really long manipulation wicks. This came all the way down to 15 cents. So even if you're being safe and put it below the 200 EMA and said, I'm just going to let this trend ride and we're not going to get below that for the time being, you could put it at 32 cents. You would have got stopped out. I mean, and then the price is right back up to where it is. So just always be careful when there's not tons of liquidity in a coin. That's why if you're trading, I would stick to more so Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then if you're longer term investing, this is something I would just hold and kind of have those mental stops in place. Okay, or those trailing stop losses where you're keeping it tight as price is moving up. I think that can always help you as well. If we're taking a look at the technicals, relative strength is going to be a sell. Mostly neutral here. Momentum is going to be a sell. MACD level is going to be a buy. Williams percentage range is going to be a sell. Moving averages from the 10 all the way through to the 200 is going to be a buy. So that's going to be ADA for us, and that was kind of like a shooting star candle up there. So we do want to be aware of that. Sometimes that can give you a little bit of warning if we're going to have a little bit more of a retracement there, a little bit more cooling down period. Okay, and the last one I wanted to do was Digibyte. I know a lot of people have asked me about Digibyte, guys, so I'm doing this for the people who have always talked about Digibyte and want this to be a part of the channel. So if you would like for me to do sometimes even once a week, like how I do individual Litecoin videos, and you want me to do that with Digibyte, guys, you let me know down low. And if you guys are supportive and watch the videos and thumbs up and everything like that, I'd be happy to do that. So let me know down low if that's something you're interested in. And also, people have asked me about my Digibyte address. If you want to help this channel, I put it in the link in my description. So I always appreciate that, the help as well. All right, guys, so for Digibyte here, looking to hold 5 cents. Yesterday, we put in a bullish engulfing candle. That's what we're looking for. Stock still, you can see down here, we're in that oversold territory at 15 and 7 right now. Just trying to find this support. If we can get a candle close today up above the 20 EMA, we'd end up looking up to around 0.06889. In terms of overhead resistance, then be up to around that 0.08638. And what I've noticed is with Digibyte, guys, really pay attention to trend lines, trend line breaks, patterns. You can see we've had patterns from the past. All that different type of stuff can really help you with Digibyte. If we scroll down through here and we go to the technicals, we have a 6 sell, 9 neutral, and 11 buy. Oscillators, 1 sell, 8 neutral, and a 2 buy. Moving averages, 5 sell, 1 neutral, and a 9 buy. So Digibyte looking pretty good here, guys. Still trading up above the 50, the 100, and the 200 EMA there. So longer term investors, this is where you just want to continue to let it ride. Not financial advice. Anything can happen in this crypto space. But right now the trend is up. Okay, and until we see something macro change that, that's the way that you want to trade. Okay, God bless each and every one of you guys. Take care.